What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. It is day 5 now. Day 5 or day 6? We'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure it's day 5 or day 6. We'll figure it out. Let's make sure that we are live and we have audio. Just 1 second and we'll get right back into it. We got some cool stuff going on today. We got to keep on pushing, keeping it going. I believe it's actually day 6. Okay, we got audio. Is it day 5 or day 6, guys? This is day 6. Sorry, this is day 6 in building our AI Copilot. So, welcome to the stream. Let me go make this smaller and let's just get straight into this. We have about an hour, give or take, maybe less, maybe more. We try to build about 1 hour worth of content every day. So, let's get back to it. So, where are we? Guys, as a brief overview of the X-Copilot, I'm just going to dive right in. Here's what it does. You have the X-Copilot. It runs locally. I mean, you can run it locally. You can run it on a server. You start a scouting session. It will scout through, it will search through X using your X session cookies, which you can set up if you look at the first stream. Once you get the X cookies set up, it'll be doing the search. So it'll pretend to be you through browser cookies, and it will just do the search like this. So it's not going to use, actually, it is not going to use any API keys. So you're not going to need to pay for anything. This is just straight from the browser. It's really nice. It's a big reason why we're doing it this way, and we're not trying to use the API. The API could be better, could be faster, but it's also going to be more expensive. And later on, we can always do like a premium version and move it to an API, but it is like $200 a month. It's way too expensive. So we're not, for $200 a month, you can just build your own API harness almost. Imagine at $200 a month, you can just use Claude to just build your own browser cookie session based API harness. Anyway, so the way it works here, it does take some time, but remember, this is free. It's just searching X using the server IP, whatever it's connected on. It does normal REST calls, but it just pretends to be a browser and it uses your account session cookies. Some downsides here are if you're using your account session cookies, you can get logged out for any reason. If your IP changes a lot, it can kind of mess things up. So it might not be as stable as normal API. It's definitely not as stable, but it's free. This does seem to take a little bit of time, but remember, the way we're working on here is we are just looking at trying to find 20 queries, 20 candidates based on our queries. But it looks like here there's some issues that we're noticing where it seems to be kind of stuck on the same 16 candidates. So let's just start investigating small things like this. I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot. I'm going to go ahead and move into cursor view. And let's go to cursor, and we are going to just ask it to investigate this issue. Please, can you investigate why are we still getting stuck on 16 out of 20? It seems to be trying different queries, but still fails to get any actual results. Can you look at the queries it generates slash any optimizations slash easy wins we can get? So I'm just trying to ask it to see if there's any easy wins we can get on this optimization here for the queries, because it seems like it's still stuck. As you can see, if I go back to my window here, it is still at 17 out of 20. And after, it looks like after some time, it just kind of gives up, which is good. We don't want to just forever looking, but it seems like there's still some issue. Why are we still having a hard time grabbing even 20 straight up candidates? This is not filtered. This is just candidates from the query, maybe something like this. So anyway, we got a couple of cool threads. Here it says it got 12 threads. A couple of new things we've added. Again, we have the expired thing where it just expires after some time. So after 24 hours, it should be moved to the expired column. And we sort this based on time. It seems the time is most relevant. We have ended, it feels like we have ended up kind of getting a little bit better here with the threads. So this is interesting. This guy has got a Reddit a Reddit style profile picture. How are Nigerian vendors surviving in this Temu haul period? I mean, I was to buy a scarf on Monday for 9K and also saw it on Temu for that price. Given that I have other items in cart. See, this seems weird, bro. Like, sorry, not to talk bad. I'm just saying, according to our agenda, this makes no sense. So, asks how Nigerian vendors survive Temu competition, likely to start a discussion on local commerce. Why? I guess because it's a genuine discussion, genuine question, but this is not something we're interested in. It has nothing to do with AI, SaaS, or building software. So in this case, we can say not interested and give it a reason why. This is part of our Copilot. Thoughtful reply discussing adversarial agents. So let's try this one as well. Let's check out this thread. This seems like, okay, we're getting better in the sense that these threads are now, this guy's not responding to himself. He's responding to someone else. I personally think that releasing advanced, ruthlessly unaligned, cyber-capable AIs into the world will just create a better information security. Directionally, I buy it. The EM dash. Guys, I can't do EM dashes, and this guy's stuff keeps popping off. And the EM dashes is actually just such a bummer for me. I can't do it. I think we're just gonna add a filter for EM dashes. If you see an EM dash, we completely disregard everything. Anyway, let's go back before we take care of this EM dash thing. Let's go back here. What do we got? We asked it about why it's stuck on 16 out of 20. Why? It says it's stuck because the hard filter bucket, yeah, cool target is also 20, but this is the first bucket, filter 20 triage, cool. Oh, bucket 1, filter 20, triage, cool, 7 out of 20. Replan, bucket 2, triage, cool, 20 out of 10. Bucket 3, climb to 16, 17. Long, search, less, almost no new authors. Stop, exhaust is cool, see? So it does have a stop, which is nice. Final queries, shipping AI tools, AI launch questions, building AI product, AI tool. This is still too big. We're using three keywords in a search query, you know? So why install this? Partial bucket is thrown away. If the bucket can't reach 20 unique authors, Scout stops with exhausted and does not triage the 16 already in hand. That's the main way. So let's fix this. Okay, let's raise an issue for this. First of all, this right here, when it exhausts, if there is at least one thread ready, we should still triage what we have, even if exhausted. Now, it says supply is burned. No way. Out of all our search queries, it keeps hammering the same users. Our search queries must still be way too narrow. Looks like they are using 3 keywords. Is there a possibility to make it just 2 keywords so we get more results? What do you think? Can you investigate this issue? Open it up as a proper issue on GitHub and give me a... Yeah, I'm just gonna have it. I'm gonna have it. We already have one issue. We are going. The stats worker never starts. It's tick under PM2. Okay. So we gotta fix this. We're gonna make a plan for this. Next, we're gonna make a plan. Please go ahead and make a plan to address this issue in a focused follow-up PR or a stack of PRs. So this is gonna happen after it gives me some information about. It's gonna raise an issue for a little bit slightly better improved. We're gonna improve a little bit the bucketing so that, yeah, if it does get exhausted, it's still going to triage what it does have. And besides that, we need to kind of expand on the keywords because 3-word queries are just a little bit too narrow and they're not really getting the same... they're not getting the same a good result. So I think two word queries might be a lot better. So we still have two issues here. We are going to address this first one, which is a root cause with the stats work. Another thing I want to show you guys is something we are working on right now for this X-Copilot, which I think is really important, is to make sure that we get the stats. So for anything that we've interacted with right here, as you can see, 1 hour, 3 views, 0 likes. 1 hour. So the way the stats work, we are doing this where we just take 2 snapshots of these stats. We could expand it to do 1 hour, 6 hour, 12 hour, 24 hour. We could do something more granular, but for now we just want something basic that works and doesn't use up too much resources. So we just do 2 snapshots for each interacted. So each time you interact with it, it'll put it into a pipeline and it will grab the stats 1 hour after your interaction and 24 hours after. That usually gives you a nice baseline and understanding of how well or how poorly your reply did. And so this also helps us in a way to adjust our agents and in general just to improve our memory, because we are going to be we are already storing the interacted actions into the knowledge base, and now we're going to append as well the stats for each interaction, so that when our agent is actually doing vector memory search, which we have not added yet, but when we add vector memory search to our agent, then we will be able to just fine-tune it a lot better. So let me just go back to Cursor. I know this is going to be a little bit of a slower day today because we're working through a couple of small issues. We're not adding anything major. We're still kind of getting ready to get our Obsidian-based memory, durable memory set up and wire that in. But I don't necessarily want to do it just yet, just because if we wire in the memory right now and we end up changing the way our memories are stored, it's just going to be such a headache. So I would like to just get it working as good as possible without any sort of memory influence. And once we get the memory interactions set up correctly, then we can add memory and have it actually do the triage with some memory influence based on what you personally like to interact with, something you don't like to interact with. So this is going to be another qualification step which we can add or make it part of the current qualification step. Meanwhile, let's see, we are creating the press and making the PR. So this is for the previous issue. This is the issue for the stats, but we also have yet another issue here for the Copilot. This is the exhaust bucket optimization, triage before stopping, don't throw away, and also the 2 keyword stuff. So for the 2 keyword stuff, the option is A, prefer 2-word queries, treat S3 as phrase Y. Best recall lift, more noise for triage. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with more noise for triage. Okay, so let's do this. So for this issue, it's saying I would do A or D if you want one shot. Say which, and then we can plan shape. D is must fix. A, light B. What is B? Keep 2 to 4 words, reject near duplicate plans, force or filter. Okay, now make a plan to address this issue. For the approach, for the keyword optimization, let's go with A for now. And so we don't have to fight complexity just yet. The idea here is I don't want to add all sorts of knobs. Now we're already going to prefer 2-word phrases, but if you do 2-word phrases plus keep 2 to 4 words, reject near duplicate plans, this seems kind of complicated for no reason. We want the simplest solution, Occam's razor type thing. So we just want the simplest solution to get more results. And it seems like, all our queries are 3-word results, which seem a little bit too narrow. So we're just going to try the simplest solution, which is move to 2-word keywords. Now, guys, we still have not really done any stacks today. Maybe we might ship a stack or 2, but I want to show you guys our Mergestorm CLI. So this is kind of the new CLI. We're still going to update this a little bit. And we're pretty much ready to do the stacks, and maybe if we have an opportunity today, we are going to actually deploy 1 stack. I'm not sure if there is a reason for anything, but we can try to experiment with a new stack. So right now we just have 2 separate PRs. We're opening it. One was for the stats fix, and this one is going to be for the optimization for the keywords. So we're still just doing a little bit of back end work, nothing much on the front end. Another cool thing we've added is once you do interact with it, I will show you guys. Once you interact with a post, you no longer have to manually put any URLs. It will automatically do it for you. So let me go to the X threads. Let's find a good thread we can interact with. Asks how to replicate animation, like a genuine learning request. How to replicate animation style. It looks like animatics phase. I don't know how to do it as pretty as this. So this seems like something NSFW almost, but yeah, we're trying to let me see. Is this really NSFW inside my stream? Come on, guys. It's not really NSFW. No, it's not really. It's almost. That was a little, yeah. Well, I don't know why. It's definitely casting a wider net now. This is something AI related. Come on, let's see this one. Okay, we got a nice, interesting, post here. What is this? The internet, you got access to an AI hacker's toolbox. I mean, but guys, this is engagement bait. I guess, and this has 4 views. We need to qualify it better. I'm still not very happy. Here's the reason why I'm not happy. I'm gonna reply to this, and I'm gonna get 0 views, and I'm gonna get 0 responses. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get a response from David. You know, and plus this seems like rage bait. Not 1, not 10, not 100, but 1,000,000. You know, something like this. This seems like something AI wrote. You know. There's no EM dashes. I'm glad there's no EM dashes, but again, this is just. I know I want to find a post that I could say, okay, this is a great post. I would love to interact with this. Let me see. Let me try to find a good one. Again, this is one of those things. This looks like AI generated, right? AI video. And this guy's okay. He's promoting a video, but at least it's again. This is promoting something. Why is it everyone promoting something, guys? I'm just we gotta avoid this. We can't be. You don't want to just if someone is just only interested in promoting their product, you know, there's not much you're gonna get. Not much anyone's gonna get out of this. So this is a little bit again. Day 11 building with this again, man. OP has his product URL in the post. This is yeah. Let's share this one. Let's find a good thread to interact with. Again, this is just a question. I guess this is an opinion. Is indie hacking dead? Is trending again? Here's what I know from actually shipping. A logo tool, a receipt app, an invoice chaser. None of them are AI wrappers. All of them solve small annoying thing I had myself. Been building them all year. I can ask him a question. How's the I'm just going to share my opinion as well. I'm just going to say that it seems like, because I do have a little bit of experience with this, building micro SaaS, especially building an invoice chaser / generator and receipt app. These two I've pretty much built already, and I've gotten some users, I've ran ads, I've shipped it, I've gotten a couple hundred users, a lot of invoices generated, 200, 300, 400 invoices generated, but people don't really want to pay. It's really hard to get someone to pay because for this one, you're going to need to get someone to actually use it day after day. So that means they need to have some sort of business that continuously uses it. And anyone who has a real business and a little bit of brains is just going to create their own proprietary invoice tool. This is just my thesis on these kind of tools, and there is an opportunity there if you do it right, if you know what you're doing, maybe if you position it correctly. For me, I thought I would just pivot to something different because just creating AI document generators, there's not enough of a moat behind it. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. So once we've interacted with this post, as you can see here, we can just click Mark Interacted. Now, you could fill this in, but as you can see, it automatically fills it in for you because we managed to Figure it out, so it makes it a lot easier. Just click, you wait for it to fill it in for you, click confirm. It will save this as a memory. In your interacted, it will save this. It will also grab the views and the likes. See, it's 1 hour pending, 24-hour pending. So it'll grab after an hour, after 24 hours, it will grab this stuff. So it is super nice. We're kind of getting there. We're starting to get our pipeline working a little bit better. Things are starting to curate a little bit better. There's still a lot of noise that I'm looking to get rid of, but that is why we're marking this as not interested. Now, every person is going to be different, and we're building this to where you will have to, you will have to essentially decide, first of all, on the agenda that you like, but we're trying to make it as general as possible. But yes, you decide on the agenda, and then look, even if it is kind of like based on your agenda, but there's some things you don't like, you can clearly say, I don't like it, and why you don't like it. This gives you a little bit more of a feedback, and especially gives you more control over your own timeline. You can think of this as your timeline. You have control over your timeline. You control where your attention goes. And when you mark something as not interested, you know that this is in your system, it's actually going to have an effect. Rather than going on X and marking a post as not interested or show me less of this. Yes, it will show you less of this, but it's still going to show you another user's engagement bait, which is very frustrating on X. And it seems like it actually takes more energy to sift through engagement bait than to actually. Now, another thing is we kind of want to maybe blacklist some users. If users keep popping off, it'd be nice to just kind of blacklist someone. But I know it sounds a little bit harsh, and I'm not trying to do anything like this, but it's just for our own purpose. We want to just save ourselves energy and time and effort and cognitive effort especially, and we just don't want to waste time. So for this one, like I said, I don't even want to waste time. So another thing is, it seems like once the scout is running, it's not letting me do any actions, which I guess is by design right now, but it shouldn't be like this, because there's no reason to block everything just because it is not. And also something like this with 40. I mean, this is a score of 40. Why is it marked 40 low substance? So maybe we do not even want to show this. But let's see here. Low substance, why? Building in public. Current stats for flaws. Downloads, active trials. Yeah, not discouraged. Yeah, it is kind of a little bit of a low substance in terms of it's just someone sharing what they're building. And there's just so much of this out there, right? So we just try to, like, we could just say, we can like it and say, great, good job, keep on going, But that just feels so fake. We're not trying to be fake just for the sake of engagement, We're trying to actually engage something that's interesting, something that maybe provides a value, or something that shares our viewpoint. So that's another thing. We just don't want to be like fake yes man. Yes, man, good job. This looks amazing. It's super easy, low effort, and it's also not going to get you anywhere. People are going to see right through this. So this one we have a post is unavailable. So again, we got a couple of... Look, we could actually qualify this with views. I'm considering of qualifying it a little bit better, where we're looking at the amount of views. But before we do that, let's go back. I know we're running some scouting right here, and we still have not updated the latest PRs and latest PRs that we have running. So I believe we have 2 PRs churning. We have one that's actually done. Let me make sure that we are in the correct window. Yes. So this is the stats worker. We already fixed it, but we just want to make sure that this is all good. It's a PM2 fix. The stats worker on the PM2 process containing fork. Still works. Test imports do not start a tick loop. So we just wanted to do a small fix to this loop that actually grabs the stats. So we're going to go ahead and merge this in. We don't quite need to restart it yet, because I think we're just going to merge this PR as well. It looks like it is going through some churn. We just had Vortex do a single review on this. It's only 4 files. It's nothing huge. Cyclone patched it up, and Vortex should give us the all clear here to where we can close this PR as well and kind of move on to the next step. Yes, just like we predicted, it's all good now, so we can go ahead and merge this. So we merged both the PRs, and both issues should now be closed. Perfect. So now we're going to go ahead and go back to Cursor, and we're just going to tell it to sync up. I just said it. Both PRs have been merged and closed. Now please just do git pull origin main, so you're sync with latest, and then just restart this production. Okay. We're just gonna wait on Cursor here to finish doing the restart. Just doing the PM2 manager, SH, restart production, everything is good. So now we can test this actually. It might have broken our running scout session. Maybe not, but regardless, we have now added a little bit of a better algorithm for query searches, and also we have added the stats loop. Now, what is the next thing we can do? Let me think. I think we would, the front end stuff we can save for later. Mark interacted is already working. We could start thinking about the memories because we already have a couple of not interested and we have a couple of interacted. So it feels like the next logical step here is to somehow start thinking about integrating the memory. I know we've kind of been delaying this because it's a little bit of infra, but this can actually be a reason for us to open a PR stack. So let's go ahead and start this. This is going to be one of the major features we add today. We're going to try to add Obsidian-based memory. So all right, guys. We should probably be on the correct screen. Sorry, guys. I'm just asking Cursor about vector memory search. Now, I know how it works, and as you can see right here on the left side, we have the knowledge folder, and we have kind of our memories here. We have dismissals, and we have interactions. So we still have quite a bit of dismissal, a little bit of interactions, but we already want to use that to essentially influence whether we qualify a certain lead or whether we do something. So we want to find a way to have that memory influence our decisions. And we don't have a lot of cores here. We have a little bit of cores, 2 CPUs, nothing crazy. But yeah. Yeah, let's see. All right, looks like the audio dropped here. I don't know. All right, it looks like we're back. Sometimes the audio does drop. Okay, guys, we're back. We're back. Test. Okay. Looks like we're just having some issues. All right, it looks like just a little bit of memory issues. Sometimes my computer uses too much memory, it will crash. So let's get back. Are we good? Yeah, we're back in Cursor. Let's see what it told us. It said, what you have? We have 2 CPU, DigitalOcean, 4 gigs RAM, no swap. We should probably get some swap, man. First of all, let's go ahead and add some swap to our server. That seems reasonable. Definitely need some swap memory. I mean, there's no reason we should not have it. Then another thing is, yeah, we already have, so what kind of options that it gives us? Recommendation A. 2 different goals. Don't mix them. You and Obsidian. Browse/discover related past replies while writing. Scout/agent retrieval. Given this curated card, pull similar past interactions dismissal. Same markdown, different runtimes. Right. Recommendation A. Obsidian on your Mac. Base Obsidian Memory X. Start here. Install smart connections on the vault that contains knowledge, local embeddings in Obsidian. No API key core search. Related nodes plus lookup by meaning. 0 load on this droplet. Vault is tiny. Okay. Well, the Obsidian is mostly an observability thing. We don't even really care too much about. I mean, I can just look at the interactions like this if I really wanted to. Like, yes, I know it's better to use Obsidian to actually look at all the memories and explore them, but this is what we need. RAG for X-Copilot. Only if Scout should use memory. For this host, keep it tiny. Embeddings, all mini LLM via, 100 model CPU, okay. Let's do this embeddings model. Yes, that's what I want. I want an O and an X embeddings model. That seems reasonable. We don't need, Yes, SQLite plus vectors, sure. Chunks, one node equals 1 to 3 chunks. Post predominantly matches your node shape. API sidecar can inject into triage later. So this does look right. I like option B. Avoid this droplet for now. All llama, 7 billion parameters model, chroma in Docker piles, anything that wants 48 gigs RAM. Yeah. We just want a small embeddings model. That's what we're going to use. Hybrid. What I'd aim for long term is Obsidian plus smart connections, human memory, same knowledge, and be English by thin sidecar, agent memory, one source of truth. No duplicate node formats. Could we download and run a local vector model here? Yes, we could, but it tens of 100 megabytes. Runtime maybe 250 megabytes when active. Tied by doable if cursor isn't always maxed. Yes, let's do this. So let's do this. Suggestions. Point Obsidian at knowledge plus enable smart connections. Decide if Scout needs retrieval at all. Probably yes for don't repeat myself. So learn from dismissals. Yes. Okay. We don't actually care too much about Obsidian right now because that's more of an observability layer. We care more about running a tiny embeddings model like ONNX and be able to influence our scouts decision slash curation with our interacted slash dismissal notes. So please raise a proper issue, scope a single PR, or even better yet, a PR stack for this. Open a proper issue. So for the PR stacks, I do want to introduce a PR stack for this if needed, because I feel like we might need some back end, some front end, we'll see. But it's going to go ahead and make a plan now because we're all in sync. And another thing we're going to do is we're actually going to install MG, aka Mergestorm, because we do want stacks. So I'm thinking almost we can maybe save this for tomorrow, or I can do this offline, because in this point we're going to go ahead and open an MG stack. And I want to go over the stacks a little bit. But in order to do that, I will need to download. It says a PR stack in issue index. Okay, a 3 PR stack. Okay. Before we start addressing this issue, I want you to update npm Mergestorm and look at the new docs for Mergestorm because we added MG stacks. Okay, please take a look if you understand everything. So this is a little bit of a wild card request. I'm not sure how well it's going to understand this, but we're gonna give it a try because we still might need to update docs. Let me know if you need more information. You should be able to just download latest Mergestorm npm package. It should have stacks on there, but double check. That's another thing. So our stacks are almost ready. We did get all the stacks features done, but we still have to go and make sure that the docs are updated and it's easy for everybody to use. But we do have our stacks and we want to start dogfooting them as early as tomorrow. But I think in this case, I do have to go in a little bit. So this is a slightly shorter stream. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a small update on what we've been working on today so far. And I will be working on this offline as well. So right now we are doing pretty good. We're finally going to now work into having the not interested or interacted knowledge base actually influence the scout. So it will get better as you go through these threads. And the idea is hopefully after a couple of days of going through this, it will really get a good understanding of what you like, what you don't like, and then you will be able to interact with users and make each interaction actually useful. So even something like this, when you only get 5 views, with the guy only got 5 views, now this post is unavailable. That's another like edge case we want to check. This is a good edge case to check and see, okay, if the post is unavailable that he responded to, we should probably not include it. Something like this. So as you can see, there are a lot of small edge cases we keep on including So when it comes to the filtering things out, our filter is going to get better and better day after day. And I'm hoping that sooner or later we'll be able to identify a lot better threads to interact with. That's actually going to be interesting to us. Again, something like this, I'm not sure why it. I'm not sure why it surfaced this, because yes, there's an event participation, genuine question. So something like event participation, we're not really interested in events. So again, something like this, it seems like we need to fine-tune our scout a little bit more and look at some of these details. And this is what I'm going to be working on offline to make sure that our scout is able to get correct threads. So I can go ahead and run this one more time. Let's look at some other threads. So this is a reply about having a flexible roadmap shaped by user feedback. So this seems a little bit more interesting. Let's see. This is day 30 of building Pacto. So someone asks the question, do you have a roadmap for this plan? He says, yes, I have a roadmap. I also try to keep it flexible. Early usually get feedback. Yeah, so I could just try to enter this thread a little bit, throw a follow, throw a like, and say, for example, because I have an opinion on this, I can say it's shaping the product with the user is my favorite way forward, let's say. Just like Bruce Lee said, be like water. You guys remember that saying? Be like water. Why does it think I'm UK spelling? So here's an example again, guys, just to show off the X-Copilot how it works. So it identified this thread. I managed to kind of give a little bit of my opinion on this. I'm gonna throw him a follow, and we can also throw this guy a follow and throw him a like. So we're just trying to interact with people. So now what we do is we go back to the X-Copilot, we say mark as interacted. It will automatically find your URL and your actual text. We hit confirm. Why do we do this? It's so that it pushes it to the interacted feed, interactive tab, and that it allows you to grab stats for it. It will grab stats 1 hour after, 24 hours after, and this will allow you to actually learn better. So this is another thing in our memory. Right now, if you go to Cursor and we look at our memories, so we just installed Stack, and we can create a stack with Mergestorm. So as you can see, it seems like it does have everything here. Gaps, I'd like clarify. Closes 110. Submit, opens PRs with empty bodies. Do we edit bodies after submit? Stack.json committed. So we have a couple of questions here. We are going to essentially rewire the stacks a little bit better, so tomorrow we can get this working better. I think that's about it for today, guys. It's been about 30-40 minutes today. I know it doesn't seem like we've done much, but we have pushed 2 PRs. Let me see here. If you look at our issues, so we do have one more issue here for the local embeddings model. That's what we're working on. This does want a PR stack. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just polish up the Mergestorm stack, and we're going to push this as an actual stack. And tomorrow, guys, we should have much better actual influence, and we'll be running through this Copilot some more. So thank you guys all so much. If you guys want to check out this X-Copilot, remember the repo is in the description below. It is 100% open source, 100% free. It uses your X session cookies, no X API, and it does use DeepSeek API for the inference, which is super cheap. I mean, $5 will last you probably a week at least. And you could do free. You could use free, maybe Gemini if you really wanted to. You could switch it up for Gemini. So thank you guys all so much for checking out the stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one.